Guys, I'm a day late to the party. I'm a day late to the party. Alright, anyways, so um, yesterday, the Leaving Cert students for 2026 just did the computer science paper A, B, and C. Now, obviously, me, the chud I am, I'm not looking at paper A, B. I don't care about the theory. All my life is full of coding. Nah, I'm playing. Theory matters, but anyways, I'm more so interested about section C. So when the exam ended, around 12:40, no, it ended at half 12, but at 12:40, I got the paper and I looked at it. I was like, okay, this is very interesting. I actually have the paper physically here, but let's do a paper analysis and see let's create a solution. I'm not gonna speed run it, but I'll probably speed run it next year for my studies. But let's actually make a solution to this, and also let's just look at the paper now. When I initially looked at it, right, it looked very long. And I did question B, and I got my teacher got it done in 30 lines. I got it done in 60. But I did functions though. I don't think you need to do functions, but like I definitely could have done it more simpler, so I'm probably gonna do that for this one. I didn't do question A though, but I did look at it. So my one thing before I say, this is definitely a way tougher paper than the likes of 2022, 2025, 2024, all of those lot. And I think my hypothesis in why. Okay, wait, can I draw? Is there a drawing app on my thing? I have no drawing on this MacBook. This MacBook sucks. Do I have Figma? Okay, I have Figma. I can draw on Figma. Okay, but anyways, let me demonstrate to you my hypo. I'm not even logged in. Pack it in, bro. Oh my days. Oh my days. Oh my god. All my session keys are logged out. You see this? Signed out. Signed out. Signed out. Signed out. Oh my god. Let me just go search for a drawing app. Draw app. Sketchpad. Alright. No, what is this? This shit looks dumb, bro. Just give me start drawing. Okay. So, naturally, right? Naturally, right? The grades for let's say 2020. Naturally, you're going to have the bell curve, obviously. That is not the bell curve. You're going to have the bell curve. And most people are going to grade in between the H4, is it? H3 maybe? H3. And then you have your H1 students, people getting above 90. Now, this is the average is going to be here. But here comes a really interesting dilemma. In 2025, this bell curve, in the 2026 results, the bell curve, in the 2025 results, the bell curve is gonna be way different. Has been way different. Here's my hypothesis. If you're told to do a project that is worth 30% of your exam, right? That means getting the H1, which is at the very far right of the bell curve, which is meant to be hard to get, is going to be easier. And why do you think the project is way easier? Let me tell you. It's because of the likes of ChatGPT, Claude, Anthropic's models, Gemini, Perplexity, Codex, Grok. If you use Grok for coding, just pack it in though. The likes of these AI models have allowed students to create impeccable report write-ups and also impeccable fucking Python things. Because in reality, the supervision and the strictness on teachers making sure people don't use AI in their projects can be very, very, like, what's the word? It can be very unstandardized because you're going to have schools that don't give a shit, and then you're also going to have schools that do, and then you're going to have schools that are in between. So the base strictness is going to be unknown. Like, there's no way for the SEC to know. So in 2025, the H1 has essentially become the greater bit of the bell curve. So, due to this, why do you think the SEC has made the coding a bit longer and harder? It's to separate the H3 students who would have got H1 if the coding was easy, and also if they did well on their theory. So this means two things. The theory and the coding papers are going to get harder over the years as AI models affect the grade boundaries and everything like that in the computer science exams. In 2022, I did my computer science exam. Now, it wasn't a leave cert, it was my summer exam. But in the 2022 paper, I got that done in 9 minutes. You must be joking if you think they're gonna do an easy exam like that next year for me. No, they're gonna do some hard shit. And you'll see that the question is hard and it's also awkward. Now, it's my main hypothesis on why they're doing this, as I mentioned, is because people are using AI and it's so apparent. But it's also, they can't fault them on it either, because just like people are making it apparent, but you can't really fault them on it because they're getting it right. And then they're gonna get 30%. So that's already 30%. And then the coding is really easy. So most of the people are going to get above 80 in the coding, or even 100 in the coding, and that means that's another 30%. So that's 40% left in your theory. That's already 60% in your exam done with. And that's why I think they're gonna make the coding and the theory way harder than it is. And the theory papers are shit as it is anyways, because there's so much to come up and you don't even have a standardized way of predicting what's coming up. But the coding and the theory, they're gonna get so much harder now, and they're gonna be more complicated simply because of the fact that there's AI being used. And literally, it's a dilemma that we can't stop. So the only way they could improve it, the only way they could do the only way the SEC have taught is, okay, let's just make the coding harder. At some point, they might even introduce new curriculum into the Python chapters. Like, they might make you do different type of Python. Like, they might even teach you different algorithms. Like, they don't do merge cert. They might introduce depth first search, BFS. They might even do greedy problems. Like, obviously, I don't think they'll do informatics based problems that you find on LeetCode because it's too complicated. But recursion is already one of them. It's just a matter of time till AI causes the SEC to force into a harder set of tasks for the students to do, because it's easy to get a 30%. I looked at some of the 6 years projects in my school, and I promise you 80% of them I looked at, I could tell it's AI, but it's all correct either way. Because all you have to do is literally just give the AI model you're using, you just put in the project brief and the context and everything, and it literally does that, and then you fine tune it as you go on and make sure it's that's all you have to do. But anyways, now there is some people that don't use it. I know a guy, I'm not going to mention his name because I don't dox him, but there is a guy that I know who didn't use AI in his project, and he is going to get H1. But those are the type of guys that deserve the H1, because they obviously are going to excel at the coding regardless of the difficulty. But the people that don't, they're also going to get H1, and I'm guessing the SEC is trying to separate that by making the theory and the coding harder. Now, I haven't looked at the theory, but I'm going under the assumption that the theory was probably a little bit harder than the last theory. But you can't really tell whether the theory is harder, because the theory is so unpredictable. You don't know what's going to come up, but you do know the curriculum in it. But anyways, that's enough of me yapping. Let's review this. Interesting paper though. So we have a calculated readability score. This reminds me of the 2022 DEB mock paper, because the DEB mock paper made you do a poem where you have to count the characters and all that. Now, obviously, this isn't as hard as the 2022 DEB, and it isn't as awkward as that whatever the fucking paper that was, because that paper was so bad. I spent 2 hours on that paper. I don't know how my school just allowed the 2022 DEB to be like that. That was so bad. I think they do exam craft for their mocks. I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, let's lock in. So, let's read it. Okay, well, I can't really read that, but what I can do is I can take a photo of this, prompt this into AI, and ask it to give me a copy-pastable version, because I don't have the file on me. Stay locked out. I rotated all my session keys because I thought I got hijacked, so I had to rotate my Claude, my Codex, my ChatGPT, all my Google session keys had to be rotated. So, and it was I can't copy paste it. Can you give me the code so I can copy it off? You do not apply any changes whatsoever. I don't need Figma. What I do need is Tawny. Install next launch. Oh shit, what's this? Oh, this is 2022. What was that sound? Yo, I was watching The 100. It's a good show. You should watch it. I was watching it like while I was having my coffee. Well, I have another coffee here now. I'm actually addicted. I need to lock in. School is like so tired, so let's actually see what this code does. So we have a function. That's a really interesting thing. They're adding functions. 2022 didn't have functions. Split the text into a list of words. Words equals text dot split. Print the list of words in the text is words. So okay. Initialize the word counters. So word length count. Okay, count how much words are in the list. Start short word count. Whoa. Initialize the number of sentences. Sentence count equals text dot count dot. Calculate. That's a really shit way of calculating sentences. Calculate the readability score so that the score equals word count multiplied by the sentence count. Score is rounded by the to return score. Okay, but what's short word count? I'm guessing we're gonna have to do something with that, but they give the variable anyways. So let's run this and see what we're working with. The list of the words is elaborate sentence. Okay. Let's see now. Let's see this paper. Oh, that's 2022. Ooh. A probability score is an estimate of how difficult or easy the read piece of text. This program contains a function called calculate readability score that determines and returns the readability score of a piece of text passed into. The score is calculated on line 19 by multiplying the number of words by the number of sentences in the text. Lines 25. Okay, you're just giving me the brief of it. Alright, that's fine. Make the following changes to the program. Modify the program so that the readability score for text 1 followed by a blank line. When the program makes readability score 1. Print readability score. Score 1. That should work then. So yeah. Modify the program so it display. Oh no! Extend the program so that it calls the function calculate readability score for text 2 and store the result in display the list of the words in. Okay. Score 2. Text 2. So now we're just going to change these around. Run this. Oh, wait. That's a problem. It doesn't want me to do like that. It wants me to do like this. So, yeah, we're just going. Yep, we're getting 9 and 0, and we also. Oh, wait, do you want me to new line that? I'm guessing you might. I'm guessing you want me to new line it, so I'll just do that. Okay, this should work, right? Yeah, so we got a new line. Okay. See, it doesn't ask you to do that, but I'm guessing if you want to assure yourself that you'll get the 100%, you might as well just make sure it looks exactly as like what the format is. The program uses a full stop to determine sentence ending. Modify the program so that it also counts exclamation marks as sentence endings when the program is running. Exclamation marks, okay. Can I'm not 100% because I've never used it, but can I just implement? Okay, I cannot. How about this? That Actually, maybe that might work. Ooh. Whoa. What? Oh, never mind. I want to. So what do you want me to do? You want me to use to modify the program so that it also counts exclamation as sentence endings. Short word count, sentence count. Was oh, let's just do text plus text count. That should work. Yep, 9. Where are you getting 32 from though? Where am I seeing? Oh, I'm seeing 1 there. Okay. Anyways, extend the program to compare the two scores. Score 1 if the scores are the same. Display the message both scores are the same. If score 1, okay. That compare scores. Score 1, score 2. I'm not 100% sure about this, but I think the state exams want you to add what you call it, comments. But my teacher doesn't really care about it in the summer exams. But calculate comparison. And the reason why he doesn't care about it is because he actually understands the Python code. But if the scores are the same, if score 1 equals score 2, print both scores. What I would really be curious to see in a few years now, will the SEC ever provide test casing? Like, in actual coding competitions, right? Let's take Code Forces for example, or Leak Code for example. Leak Code is more known broad example, whereas people with crazy mind and crazy math skills will do Code Force as an example. But Leak Code is the general thing that every computer science major is going to have to touch at some. Unless you're just in there hoping that AI will save you, which it won't, bro. You're not gonna fall into the main percentile that will actually get a fan job. But anyways, the point is, will they add test cases that automatically test your code for edge case checking? That would be a very interesting way of making the code harder. It makes people do an algorithmic thinking and makes them determine whether is there going to be an edge case or not, and if they can recognize that. That will really separate the H1s between the H2s and all that when it comes to coding. But anyway, if score 1 is less than score 2, elif score 1 less than score 2. Print the first text is easier to read. Elifs. I could just do an else statement. Else. Print the second text is easier to read. The second text is easier to read. I'm guessing compare scores, score 1, score 2. First text is easier to read. Oh, I forgot to add the comma. Add the dots. I wonder if you get penalized for that. If you forgot to add the dot. That'd be very interesting if you did get penalized. The first text is easier to read. Line 13 in the original short word count to 0. A short word is any word that contains 2 characters. Modify the program so that counts in each piece text. Store the result in short. Okay. I feel like I could do this in the one line, but I don't know if I should, and I don't know if I have the capability, if I can remember to do it or not. Display value. So my thought process here is to go for word in words. Word for word. I'm just gonna for word in words. Words if then word store contains 2 characters less than or equal to 2. Short word count plus equals 1. And then where you want me to print this? You just want me, okay. This is not that bad actually. I actually thought it'd be harder, to be honest. Now this bit is interesting. I'll talk about that in a second, but short words. Short words. Short word count. I need to add the format. Short words 5 and 1. This should be correct. Yep. Less than or equal to. Anyways, let's see what they're asking. Update the code. Is this the last one? This is not the last one. This is not the last one. Yo! Update the code so that it calculates the readability score to use this formula. Where total words. Yeah, I won't lie. They're doing too much. I know, we all know what the SEC is trying to do here. They're trying to differ out people. Let's be so fair. Let me get tissue for a second. The only reason why they're doing that is because there's no other reason for them to do that. Let's be so honest. The only reason why they're using latex, the latex formatter, to add some weird math word math word equation is only because they want to try to make it harder and try to separate the H1s to the H2s in this paper. But like, if you just look at this, right, it should be easy in theory. So let's just score equals, also how much you want this rounded to. Yeah, you want to do that, so that's fine. I don't have to change that. So first we start with parentheses, then we do 0.4 multiplied by. Now we do another parentheses because we don't know if Python is going to follow a bird mass or even this applies to it. So we're going to do total words, word count divided by sentence count plus 100 hold on. Let me just do another close bracket here. Plus 100 multiplied by total word count take away short word count divided by total words. No, what? Word count into. Let me just make sure. Let me just make sure this is correct though. Hold on. Multiply by plus 100. Let me just make sure that's correct. Then multiply that by. Theory should work. 29.7, 38.76. Ooh. Yo. Okay, wait. I might have done something wrong with the parentheses, or I might, because I don't really trust Python if it does bird math problems. So let me just redo this. So 0.4 multiplied by word count divided by sentence count plus 100. Ah, wait. Wait, hold on. I think I might find out why. No, that should be right. I'll just do plus 100, then multiply this in its own parentheses. Word count minus short word count divided by 100 divided by word count. My bad. You see what I mean though? It is a bit awkward. Like 29.7, 3.76. Okay, we're getting close, but I don't see why it's not working. Let me try something real quick though. I don't think this will work, but let me just do 0.4 multiplied. Okay. Okay, what if I just do it without parentheses then? Could be that. Score equals 0.4 multiplied by word count divided by... But I doubt it though. It can't be just that easy. Multiplied by word count minus short word count divided by word count. Unless it is. Ooh. Yeah, it's pack it in, bro. Pack it in. Pack it in. Boop. Okay, wait, this actually could be the why it's not working. Oh, wait. Could be because of that. You see what I mean, though? Did you see what I mean, though? This only works based on your ability to solve with bird mass and use brackets. What? Yo, wait, I might be doing something wrong. Wait, total words, short words. Total sentences. Total words by total sentences, sentence count. Plus 100. Multiplied by word count minus short words. Divided by total words. Which I don't get it though. What's wrong? We're getting close, but there's something wrong with the brackets here. I just simply have no clue what it could be. Does this need a bracket? Do we need a bracket here though? Multiplication, division, addition, subtraction falls last. So you, in theory, in bird math, you'd want this. Okay, wait. Might have to get AI to help me out here. Figure why is going wrong. Multiplied by word count divided by sentence count. Let me ask AI. Where am I going wrong here? Ah. Wait, what? Yo. So this should work then. Okay, we got it working, but you see what I mean though? That really differs out. Even my teacher, even my computer science teacher, and he's the GOAT by the way, shout out to him. But he even agreed with another guy who's like the second best in my computer science class that is such an awkward question. And this really depends on your ability to interpret maths, essentially. Which I feel like is a teeny bit unfair. Because there's higher level lads in computer science that are in the lower level maths. Because in reality, you don't need to be the biggest math genius to be good at computer science. So let me just reanalyze. So you have to do the division first. Then there's plus 100. Yeah, it makes sense to me now. Multiplication, division, addition, yeah, so it wouldn't add this first, it would multiply that and then add it. Okay. So whatever. The only time I'll ever have to use ChatGPT for a paper. Which is crazy though, because like then you realize, right, these papers are getting harder, so we actually gotta log in. Modify the program so that it counts the number of complex words in a word is counted if it contains 3 or more syllables. A simple heuristic for count is to count each vowel A, I, E, or U as a syllable. Then subtract 1 if the word ends with the letter E, known as the silent E rule. What am I reading, fam? The word make has 1 syllable. The word make has 1 syllable because it has 2 vowels but ends in the E. The word read has because. Wait, what do you mean subtract 1? Elaborate. Okay, I think I understand it. The word make has 1 syllable because it has 2 vowels, but ends in E. So, when you mean by complex words, you want me to score up? Oh, I'm so confused though. Ah, okay. Never mind. I understand now. Vowels equal A, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. And what we're gonna do is, do the complex counting here. For word in words complex count equals 0. For letter in word, if for position letter in the numerate word enumerate word if position equals then word minus 1 and letter in what was it again? Vowels complex count plus no, this should be vowel count, and let me initialize a complex count above this. Complex count equals 0. Vowel count, let me replace this with vowel count plus equals 1 if letter, so the length of the word, if letter in elif, letter in vowel count plus equal 1 if vowel count greater, so contains greater or equal to 3, complex count plus equals 1. In theory this should work then. So complex words, which does not work though. Complex words, you like capitals, don't you? Yeah, you do. Complex words, bracket, no, not bracket, I don't even know it. Complex words equals complex count. Excuse me. Okay, we got it working. Short words 1, 5, 0. Is there any capitals? Oh, there is capitals. Ooh. You're not slick. You're simply not slick though, are you? Word equals word dot lower. Unless it already lowers it, does it? I doubt it. It should make a change anyways though. Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, that's that. Okay, we got it done. Well, I think that's the right way to do it. So you're doing a nested loop, and we learned that in further Python. But yeah, so second text is easier to read. Readability score is 30.7. Readability score is 39. Yeah. 5015. Yep, we got it right. Okay, that's amazing. So, do I do part B? I have part B done, but I don't think I'll do it. Okay, I have done, and I've done it in 63 lines, and my teacher did it in 34. And the only reason why mine is so big is because of white space and because I did functions in it. And I like doing functions, even though if it doesn't ask you to do functions, I like to do it because it makes it more modular and easy to debug. Just in my opinion, I really hate doing linear code. I like the idea of having like modular code. But I'll give you my honest review on Part B from when I did it, because I did it at 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock on Wednesday yesterday, and it took me a good 52 minutes to do it. But I'll give you my honest and genuine opinion on this question. This question fucking sucks. Not that you have to. First of all, let me just say thing. First of all, this question you have to start entirely from scratch, so it's based on your own intuition and your own problem solving ability and your own ability to think ahead. Second of all, for anyone who does code one by one instead of reading an entire question first, you're fucking cooked. And I was that person, okay? I was doing this code, right? I was getting all right. And then they asked me this. Oh, ask them to play again, YN. And the best optimal way is to do while is active and if input is Y, and then just like turn is active to false. But they don't tell you that at the very start. So if you are the type of person, right, to what you call it, if you are the type of person to not read the entire thing and go one by one doing the little tasks I give you, then you're fucking cooked, bro. You're actually cooked. Um, second of all, even my teacher agreed with this. As much as you do this question, there's always going to be more. Like, it's a really fucking overwhelming question, and I'll tell you honestly, it is a fun question, but it's really over, especially this one. This one definitely caught out a lot of people, and I know that. Now, obviously, right, the main idea is probably to do a for loop and then for letter in blah blah blah. Check A E I O U, but no, that is wrong. There's a better way to do it and it makes it way more efficient. You just do switch case statements. However, they don't teach you that, but I feel like they will at some point with how the direction of these exams are going though. You're required to implement. You should use comments throughout your program to explain. You may wish to reuse. Now, wish to reuse. What code can I even reuse? To be honest, you're better off just not looking at paper question A ever again once you touch question B. You're just going to make yourself more confused and you're going to waste more time trying to take snippets out of A and put it into B. Just use your intuition and start fully scratch with question B, because if you don't, you're fucking cooked, bro. You're actually cooked. It is a fun question though. I'll give them that. It is a fun question. I like it. It's new, it's different. It is tricky. It is definitely what separates the H2 to H1 in the coding part. And so was this bit too, you know. I know where it will make students it will confuse students where they're going wrong, but if you can realize that Python does do bird maths and you do need to control it with parentheses like you would in maths, then go ahead. But then also you can get a little. It's a teeny tiny bit confusing. I don't know. But yeah, I'll give this 2026 paper a rating 8.5 out of 10. My favorite one is the 2024 one. I loved it. It was amazing. 2022, I don't like it. It's too easy. 2021, it's good. It's good. 2020 fucking shit. Don't ever do 2020 as your revision. It fucking sucks. The format's gonna be different anyways. 2025 was grand. Mock 2026 for exam craft, meh. Okay, but I want to look at the theory though. I'm quite actually interested looking at this theory. So obviously it was same day. Let's look at the theory. Ooh, we have a Python analysis question. Uses trace table. Yeah. I feel like this bit here, this modulo will trick people out, and also there's a lot of switch assignments here now. You see this? There's a lot of different little assignments, and it can get very overwhelming for someone who isn't the best at reading Python. Cache and RAM are both important. Compare cache and RAM under the headings purpose and speed. The purpose of RAM is random access memory and essentially allows you to run applications in time, and it is fast. And it's the purpose of cache is basically for on-demand items. They have it prioritized. Oh, but cache is in the CPU though. I don't know if you're gonna have, that is a really awkward question. But to be honest with you, I haven't really done the best in computer systems. I need to study that, matter of fact. It's school computer uses three conditions. So a logic circuit diagram. Oh, that is a great question. Yeah, a lot of people got slammed down. I just know if people got cooked in this question, bro. Okay. Binary board using the represent state dice. Ooh, interesting question. Ooh, I really like the conversion question. The advantage is you can access it from anywhere, regardless on any device in any location. It is in a cloud, hence it's in a data center. Meaning, if you as long as you have an internet a connection to the internet, you can access that data center to access your storage. One concern. Student records are personal information. Hence, if the data center has a data breach by a foreign adversary, then essentially, GDPR is gonna slam out your entire school for that data breach, and you're cooked. Construct an algorithm that uses a while loop to display the value 60369. I definitely think a lot of people did it in a flowchart. You know what I've noticed about this question? There seems to be a lot. There seems to be a lot of drawing. We've already seen 2 drawing questions. Ooh, is this Turing machine? Oh no, this is sorting algorithm. I'm fucking stupid. After 4 pass. Yeah, that's not that bad. Insertion isn't even that bad of a sort algorithm. If you get this right, then you're also gonna get that right. Some students use artificial intelligence such as Copilot and GPT to help with their schoolwork. One of them, even the SEC have just begun to realize that people are using AI. One of the main arguments against this is sometimes, despite good prompts, AI can give incorrect or misleading information, which explain 2 reasons why AI can make mistakes. That is such a good question. Not because I don't know it, but it's such a good question. I love that question, you know. That is such a good question. It tests your knowledge on AI. And I'll give you 2 reasons now. Okay, number 1 is AI does not have enough context, right? Sure, tools will have web search, but then again, they're also going to rely on training data, and AI AI's trained data is not always recent, and also the web tools can look in sites that are untrustable, and that's hence why it's going to give you inaccurate material. Second of all, AI loves to hallucinate. It's constantly incorrect. I remember I put it in a math question and I told AI to do it, and it got it wrong. And it kept trying to correct me when I had the sample answer to that question right there, the American scheme answer. But yeah, that's 2 reasons. Another reason why you could get it wrong is because you probably said the incorrect prompt, but I guess they already gave you that. Actually, no, despite good prompts, it says that there. That's my only 2 ideas. Explain what is meant by module. I like that question. I'm not gonna answer it because I don't know it, but I just like that. It's for the restaurant ordering modules. Restaurant ordering system. A module. You could have the delivery system, the item selection, item system. You take in items and all that. Question 10. A company designed a new educational app for secondary school students. The app will be used by students with a wide range of abilities, including those with the description on how the education app could be designed to follow the specific principle. Ooh, that's it. I have no clue what that is. I'm guessing like if I was to go off an educated guess, I'm guessing like making it so that um that people can read it better. Like the text isn't fucking shit. Allowing one the algorithm that controls it often rely on hers as to how that can be used. I've begun to notice a lot of these questions are up to interpretation. They're not always accurate. Although fast, they're not always going to be the best optimal solution. Woo! The Turing machine. Are they not going to ask you to do it? Oh, long question. New Grange precursor passes through it was built over 5,000 years ago and is a world famous for the beam of sunlight that lights up its information system. There's a lot of theory I don't know. Oh, what's this? Did you see that? That is the fourth drawing question. There's so many questions up for interpretation and so many drawing questions. I can't be asked, bro. Holy fucking shit. How many questions is there? Long ass questions, bro. What is that tree question? That green, blue, black question there. Oh my god, they got such a crazy um they got such a crazy pattern matching they got such a crazy computational thinking question, bro. In a long question too. Oh my days. How long? How many? What was the time slot for this too? Let me see this. 1 hour and 30 minutes. Fuck. Yo. Theory might just be the H1 separator, guys. I fuck the coding. Coding's way easy, bro. It's the theory, bro. Oh my god. Okay. Temperature greater than 30. Turn if the door is open. Fan off. A lot of interpretation questions. There is a lot of interpretation questions. Comparatively to like paper AB in 2025 and 2024, there is a lot. Like there is a lot of interpretation and drawing questions, and that really makes me wonder: are the SEC trying to, instead of testing your ability to know the material, to learn off the material like they've tested you in papers 2024 and below, are they now trying to test your ability to not just know it but also to understand it and interpret it in questions that can't be predictable, that can't be predicted? Questions where they ask you, okay, what is computational thinking? That is a predictable question, and people are just gonna learn it off and get it done. But now they're beginning to ask you to interpret your ability to know interpret your knowledge on these topics that you should have learned. Oh, bro. I hope we get the short end of the stick and get it really fucking easy, just because, we're the guinea pigs of the new 2027 Lehman Cert. But anyways, wait, this was uploaded in 2020. Oh, Never mind. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. It was quite a long video, but yeah, thank you.